Today is March 7th. I'm starting a new collective haul video. I hope you guys enjoy these. So I have two things here to share. We'll get to the big one in a minute. I got this cutie reveal doll today at Walmart. They had a bunch of stuff in the clearance section, and then I went into the regular doll aisle and they had even more. Like, there's a ton of stuff on markdown right now. So I used self-restraint because we've had a lot of luck since like the end of December with finding things on sale at the store, and we're gonna be starting flea market season in a few weeks. This was super cheap. So these dolls retail for $25 at my regular Walmart, and they were on sale for $4.50. Now, the penguin was the only animal they still had in stock. There were two of these left, so I got the second to last one. And I love the cutie reveal Barbies. I think it's like such a cute idea, and I have a few of the others. I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what she looks like out of the package. I'll show you once I open her. The cutie reveal penguin, she's so cute. And she has pierced ears with removable earrings, but like, look at how awesome this hair is. I have to like boil wash her and stuff because it's icky, but she's so adorable. I just love these cutie reveal dolls. And Summer I've actually had for a week now. I got her last Friday on February 28th. So this was so naughty, but it was sinful. But Colleen and I had a $20 American Girl Rewards certificate that was going to expire on February 28th. We had it for 2 months because it was like a 2-month long one. Last 2 weeks before it ended, we both got sick with the stomach bug. So there was like a sale where it was like, I think if you save 15% if you spend $75, 20% if you spend $150 or more, something like that, like one of those. And we had thought about jumping on that sale and using our rewards points in tandem with that, but we literally forgot about it, and by the time we were feeling better, it was over. So then they ran this flash sale the last few days of February, and it was literally the last sale that they were going to run before the end of the month. So we were looking through it, and Colleen had actually told me that there was a Truly Me doll in the sale section that I had mentioned that I thought was cute before, and then I saw Summer. And I have to tell you, like, without going into the whole backstory of why I wanted this doll, when she first came out, I was like, another blonde doll with blue eyes. She looks like a rainbow threw up all over her collection. Like, I didn't really get it. I mean, I didn't not like her, but it wasn't like, ooh, I need that doll. Lila is objectively like a lot more interesting looking. However, I noticed within the first few weeks of this doll being out that her stuff was in the sales section, like her clothes. And I was like, Lila's only had her horse in the sale section that I've seen. She's been excluded from like every sale, and she's last year's Girl of the Year. So I started to feel bad for Summer, and just like in my recommended feed on YouTube, even though I don't watch content, like when I upload videos, I get doll ones in the recommendation when I'm like copy pasting my links over to Flickr. And I noticed that like a lot of people had negative like videos, or at least they were titled negatively, about poor Summer, and it made me feel bad for her. And if you don't know this about me, I really like shelf warmer dolls, or like ones that other people don't like, because I don't know, I feel bad for them. After that, I kind of secretly kept checking to see if she'd qualify for any sales. So of course when she ended up in the flash sale, I was like, ooh, that's so tempting. And I was thinking of like how even though her outfits are super gaudy, how they're just the kind of thing that I love to make jewelry for. Like, you can see I made these resin earrings, and I made her a name bracelet. And I just think my other dolls will look so adorable in this outfit, and eventually when I get her others. And I love, like, one of the reasons I've gotten into Girl of the Years recently is because their stuff is like so obtainable. The historical dolls are the more unobtainable ones now. Like, they retire their stuff quickly, it sells for tons of money on eBay, and I'm not about that. Like, I don't want to be stressed out collecting dolls. It's like the opposite reason of why I collect them. It's supposed to be fun and therapeutic. It was just a no-brainer in my mind to get Summer. And Belle, which Colleen wants a new Belle, wasn't qualified for the sale, otherwise we would have gotten her. But yeah, so I would have saved $45 on her if I had qualified for free shipping, but I was not about to spend $150. So I ended up having to pay $10 in shipping. So I only saved $35 on her, which I would have liked to have saved $45, but that happens. It happened with Julie's bed too that I bought in December. She's so cute. I love her. I do have to fix, there's a little, it's hard to see on camera, there's like this patch of her hair that's like sticking out and really dry feeling. I feel like every time I get a new American Girl, they have like a really ratchet wig, so I have to, I'm not going to do her whole head, just that little section, but she's so cute. She's super unique looking, and when I saw pictures of her, like actual pictures, not stock pictures, I knew like she was so much cuter and prettier than I thought. And she has the Nenea head mold, which is adorable on her. Today is March 23rd, but we actually got these things we're about to show you on March 14th. We waited to film this because one of these outfits we got from American Girl was back ordered, so I didn't get it until this past week, and we wanted to film it all together, so we're not like opening anything. We're going to show you like what the dolls are wearing, because there was it was at the beginning of the month, they ran a rewards member exclusive sale, which they ended up doing like the same sale for everybody else for St. Patrick's Day, which was 20% off. So usually 20% off is like the best you can get on a site-wide sale. You can save more on individual items if they're like in the last chance outlet or on a flash sale, but we really wanted to get some clothes for the dolls. So unfortunately, Disney Princess Belle and her outfit are too new to qualify for this sale,
which is tragical.
And Summer's wardrobe also was not part of the sale,
which is also tragical.
And I know I got Summer not that long ago, but we decided, because Colleen wanted an outfit for one of her dolls, that we would just spread the love around, because we usually buy like random clothes this time of year anyways. So we decided to get something for the wellies, the biddies, we got a historical outfit, and some truly-me's. So we're going to start with like the main reason we wanted to make this order.
My Izzy has her tennis outfit now, and it's so cute. I love the way she looks in it. I think this color palette is going to be amazing on dolls like Ramona and Lainey. There's so many, like Tenny, Emma, they'd all look really good in this. It's a really pretty outfit. Shelly made earrings that the charm is actually a balloon, but they kind of look like tennis rackets, and the colors were so perfect she went in that direction. I'm really glad we got it. It's better quality than I thought it would be. It's really nice.
And it was the last outfit you needed of hers.
Yes, it was.
I'm sorry I'm looking down. You're not going to be able to see, but Shamline wants love. And he's very forceful about his love. Item that was back ordered. It's really hard to say what my favorite thing from this purchase was.
I know, because they're all really cool clothes.
Like for me, it definitely wouldn't be Isabel's in the Welly outfit, but this is the Bitty Baby Sprinkle of Stars dress. I have thought about getting this several times, and like a few years ago, they had the Darling Dots outfit, which was kind of similar. It was like a light pink with, I think, navy blue dots.
So cute.
Which was adorable, and again, that was one of those ones I always almost added into my shopping cart. But the reason why this never made it into my shopping cart is because it either was too much over the free shipping limit where I didn't want to spend that much, or it was like a little bit less money than I needed to hit free shipping. I just had to get it this time. It's modeled on Ming Mei, and it's really well made. It's so beautiful and delicate, and it has embroidery on the shoes, and this is going to look great on all my babies.
And for the Welly Wishers, we got this adorable Ready to Be Royal outfit. So cute. I remember when this came out and thinking it was really cute. We discussed who would be the model, and this is actually Aspen, one of our Ashlyn dolls, and I figured an Ashlyn doll, since she's, you know, got that princess vibe, would be the perfect model.
So then we got Truly Me outfits, because I love dressing my contemporary girls, and also the historical girls wear these outfits sometimes too in photos. I just usually display them in historically accurate attire. The Team AG sweater and skirt set.
So pretty.
I had my eye on the navy dress from this series for a little while now, and I don't know why, but it didn't qualify for the sale, but this did. I was literally deciding between the two of them, and Colleen said, oh, that one doesn't count. I was like, okay, well then that solves it. I'll just get this one, and this is really well made. It's like 3 separate pieces, and it's very Americana, and it looks great with my Star Spangled Fan.
And it comes with socks.
Yes. And this is like an expensive outfit regularly. This is a $45 outfit, which, like, please, American Girl. Like, it certainly didn't cost even $10 to make this. It's kind of outrageous, but it was 20% off, and I love these kinds of, like, classic red, white, and blue outfits. And this is modeled on Mari, who's my second Jess doll, who was a gift.
And this is Shelly's gorgeous new summer doll, modeling the, what is this called?
Sweet Dreams PJs.
Sweet Dreams PJs. And Shelly accessorized it with resin earrings and resin hair clip. And we decided unanimously that Summer had to be the model for this because, I mean, she's sweets themed, and it's sweets themed, and it's adorable. I love how colorful it is. I love how bright it is.
The ice creams have faces.
I love how cute it is. I think this one is going to look so good on so many of our dolls.
I was surprised it was on sale because it came out at the beginning of this year, and I've been, like, excited about it, but I thought I'd have to wait, like, maybe a year or so for it to be, like, on sale when I was buying random Truly Me outfits. But no, as soon as I saw it qualify, I wanted it.
And I just love it.
And it's like this really nice, like, satiny material, and also these buttons really work. These aren't fake buttons. A lot of times there will be like a strip of Velcro, but I'm really glad they went with the real buttons because this is like the kind of fabric that would get picked at really bad from Velcro. And it looks great with Summer's little, like, pink accent pieces.
And the slippers have sprinkles.
I know, that's what inspired the earrings. We have the gorgeous Emma, who is my Tenny doll, who was a thrifted gift from the same people that gave me Namari. She is modeling the Fun in the Southwest travel
This is currently my favorite, but I think that's because Emma.
Yeah, Emma is everything an American Girl doll, specifically a Tenny, aspires to be.
She's so pretty. She's so pretty it hurts.
Like, there's something about, like, I feel bad for any other doll that's around her because it's like the Emma show.
She's so pretty.
Anyways, I love the World Traveler outfits. This is one of my favorite series American Girl has done in recent years, and all my other ones I've collected on, like, various sales. I don't have all of them. But I was really surprised that, because this came out sometime last year, and it was finally on a sale, and I was like, I just have to get it. I really love, like, boho, desert type clothes, and I love the color scheme of this because it's so unexpected. It's got, like, this deep raspberry kind of color and pops of this teal with, like, the gold jewelry and these really bizarre cheetah print boots, which I don't necessarily understand the boot choice. I'm not really into animal print, but I will say we don't own anything like them, and they're really nice quality.
And they work.
Is another, like, really expensive outfit, but this is like 2 separate pieces. The skirt is super well made, a metal necklace, the headband, and it came with its own bracelet.
And it has a cactus purse.
And it has a cactus purse that we put away. Yeah, do we need to buy more American Girl clothes?
Yes.
Yes. So this is a 1995 Animal Care Katie that I found on eBay for Colleen. She was $20 all said and done, which honestly is a lot of money because these dolls didn't retail for much. But I check Kid Core dolls occasionally, not for shopping purposes, but because they're so generic. I like to keep a catalog of pictures of them on our Google Drive so that if we get clothes or dolls, we can have a better idea of who they are. And I'm also hunting for some pictures of our childhood dolls still. Anyways, I saw this Katie, and Colleen has a similar Animal Care Katie that came in a different outfit and without the cat. That's incomplete that she had growing up. I had to reroute her. So I thought maybe she'd want another version, and when she saw this doll, she just had to have her. She does come with some, like, little tools back there. I love Kid Core's box art. It's adorable. I am going to have to flat iron her hair because Kid Core dolls have super, super cheap quality hair, and boil washing does nothing, and if you don't preventatively flat iron it, it gets so frizzy, and even if you trim off the frizz, it just frizzes up to the root. So that is why I flat iron them always. But she was a cool little find. It's March 30th when I'm filming this, but I actually got this outfit in the mail yesterday and this one the day before that. These are some eBay American Girl finds, which I wasn't expecting to get an American Girl order. So oops, I wouldn't have bought these online, but I'm not sorry because this is Samantha's spring party dress that goes with the one I have for Nellie. And I wasn't even looking for this. I was just browsing American Girl shoe listings on eBay. And I saw a seller with something really cheap, and I looked at their other listings, and I came upon this. It was less than $30 all said and done, and I feel like this is one of those outfits that tends to be a lot more money than that, and it even had the hair ribbon. And I have quite a few Samantha dolls and Nellie, so I'm very excited to have this. It's beautiful, and I washed it already. I also washed this already. This is Felicity's traveling gown. Now, I already have these, 3 of these. One came with each of my 2 newer Felicity dolls, and then I had a spare that I bought in its box on eBay back in the day for this shift for Elizabeth, and I didn't have the dress at the time, so I didn't need the dress. But I've been really needing another pair of Felicity shoes because Emerald got a pair at the flea market that I already had, but Peridot only had one of hers, and most of Felicity's outfits don't come with shoes or socks. And when I saw this lot had the shoes, the socks, the shift, which Emerald and Peridot both don't have shifts, and this mob cap, which I only have one of, and even the hanky, I was like, well, it kind of makes more sense to buy like part of an accessory set and the whole meat outfit rather than buying the shoes, which tend to sell for $30 on their own. So I didn't really desperately need it, but I've been kind of needing the socks and the shoes, and I don't know if they're going to re-release Felicity's stuff anytime soon, but this is one of my favorite outfits, and this one is in immaculate condition. It also came with a Felicity book. So I have 2 things to show you from April 17th. We'll start with these Miniverse figures. So I've seen this particular set all by itself in Walmart's clearance section since at least around Christmas, and I've always been tempted to buy it, but it was like $21 even on clearance, marked down from $50, which is absurd. It's not worth $50. But we've both been really interested in the Miniverse things because they're perfectly sized for dolls, and I love plants. Colleen and I loved having like gardens for our Barbies as kids, and I do not have a green thumb, so it's fun living vicariously through them. So I showed it in the box on Dolly Diaries because I filmed some of me putting it together. And then this was a small lot of shoes I got on eBay for, it was less than, I think it was $21 and some odd cents all said and done. If you've been watching my hauls for a while, you know I've been stocking American Girl shoes, and my original plan had been to get shoes for Jolene, who is my second Julie doll, because when I got her, she only had one of her shoes. Ideally, I'd like them to have their important components to their meet outfits. These are really common to find, so I was thinking I'd hold off on getting them to see if I could find them in a lot with other shoes I needed. Then once I picked those off, I found this really cheap lot, and the nice thing is a lot of the other lots that I found that were a little bit cheaper than this, the shoes were in bad condition, and they were things like ballet slippers that I really wouldn't have a lot of practical use for. It is April 19th, I believe, and we have an Amazon haul. Now, I would say I'm a sporadic purchaser from Amazon. I know some people buy from there like once a week or enough to buy Prime memberships.
I have a friend who literally gets everything, even like toothpaste, on Amazon.
Yeah, that's definitely not what we use Amazon for. I hadn't placed an order since like I think the beginning of January, or no, the beginning of February, when I had to get some stuff to restring my Hopscotch Hill doll and a Magic Attic Club doll that I couldn't get in store. So that was like the first and only other purchase that we got off Amazon this year since 2025 started, besides like some things we got for free through Amazon Vine, but even that, there weren't many. I needed something that I looked for in the store. If you watched one of my recent tutorials, I showed how you can use acrylic paints to fix doll clothes that have like peeled and flaked if they're the faux leather sort. So I had a really cheap brand of fabric medium, which is what you pour into the paint to help it like dry flexibly on the fabric. And I was just gonna go to Michael's and pick that up, and on my day I had a dentist appointment, I ran some errands, and because I needed to get cat litter at Tractor Supply that's like right near the plaza with Michael's, I looked in Michael's and they had the like sticker and the slot for it on the shelf, but they were all out. And then I went to the more expensive paint section to see if they had a different brand, and they didn't have it there either. And I don't have much left of my old stuff that's literally 14 years old. So it takes me a really long time to use this because doll clothes are so tiny. But I didn't want to run out next time I go to paint something, because I do have a few things in my collection that are old that I want to fix. So I just decided to try the slightly more expensive brand. This is Liquitex. I use sealers by this, and I really like this brand, generally speaking, and it's a bigger bottle.
Plus you had a coupon.
Yep, this was double the size of the cheaper kind I had, and then there was $3 off. But this was the most expensive item from this haul. This was not quite $10. And then, obviously, like, that didn't qualify for free shipping, and part of why we decided to place the order now is because we've been talking about how much we love Glitter Girls clothes.
They're so cute.
They're like the Welly Wishers version of dolls made by the company Batat, who produces our generation dolls for Target. And their clothes are such an accessory. They're such nice quality. Just as nice as the American Girl Welly Wishers. Well, I haven't really seen much of a quality difference, and the prices are so much better. So most of these outfits were like $7 or less. They were all discounted, and we bought a few for Colling's birthday over a year ago. And then I think we got one or two by themselves when we placed orders from Target for other stuff we needed, just to like bump up the shipping. But we haven't gotten...
And then we actually got a couple of not complete ones that somebody gave us last year.
Yeah, so we've really been wanting more.
I remember almost getting a couple of times. It's called Twinkle Like a Star, and I just think it's going to look so nice on Kendall, but on everybody else too. It's really cute. It's very summery, very fun, and as long as I've looked, this has always been on the cheaper side.
And it's nice too that like these Glitter Girls have a lot of like practical day-to-day clothes, whereas a lot of Welly Wishers outfits now are like princess themed, which is cute, but if you want to dress them more casually. So then we have Sparkling with Style, which I know we've almost ordered this one and the other one in the past. These are super cute, and they also fit Hopscotch Hill Gwen. They're a little bit like short on her, but she can wear these things.
And this one's in like a closed box. It's Sweet Sprinkles, and I'm almost positive I almost got this for my birthday last year, but I feel like for some reason this was running more expensive at the time, and now it was like less than $10, so I was like, oh, I want that one. It has a donut and it has a fanny pack, and it's just way too cute, and I absolutely love it.
And these also are like American Girl outfits. They're released for like a span of years, so they do have box dates, but they're released for a larger chunk of time.
Yeah, because one of these is box dated like 2024, but the outfit, this one, it's been out since 2017.
Yeah. And then the last one we got was Splish, Splash, and Sparkles. I love this swimsuit. It reminds me of this light switch I used to have in my bedroom growing up.
Oh yeah!
It had a sun with like sunglasses on it, but we almost got this with her birthday order, but there was another swimsuit that had a popsicle towel and a really, really nice like woven hat with it.
Yeah, and I feel like at the time they were priced pretty close.
Yeah.
And that one just came with more bang for your buck, but I love this one.
Of course, while we were on Amazon, I always check Brat stuff because they have a lot of like releases and reproductions out, and I'm still looking to get two of the Slumber Party reissues, but they weren't cheap enough for me. But I saw this, and I've had my eye on this. It's a Funky Fashion Furniture lip couch. This was $5, so this was a fabulous deal, and it's like such amazing quality. I've seen this at Walmart before, and I just knew it would be perfect for my display. I don't usually like buy furniture brand new. I buy it secondhand a lot, but
or if it's like marked way, way down.
Yeah, and this was discounted, and I had been tempted to pay full price for it because it'll look great on my shelf behind me in my like bedroom. So I can't wait to use this, and this is so takes me back to my childhood with like
and
the
it
artwork.
advertises the Always Brats. Oh, so good.
Yeah. He also looked in the Monster High section, and I was so freaking excited to see this doll was less than $9. It's the signature Venus McFlytrap, and I have seen her in stores a lot, but she hasn't been on sale. Funnily enough, I ended up at Target not long after I bought her, and before, like, after she was shipped already, and Target was running the same promotion in store, but for some reason she was really cheap. I really wanted her and the new Signature Abby. I really like them.
I'm partial to Claude for some reason.
Yeah, and I think her design is awesome because she has like the little micro twists, and instead of flocking, she has like molded cornrows. And I just always loved Venus. She was one of my very first Monster High characters. I got the swim class Venus, Draculaura, and Laguna together back in 2013. And I just thought her like plant theme and her really edgy styling was awesome, and they really captured that with this redesign. The only thing that I like better about the original version is I like the original Chulian better than this one. This one's kind of creepy looking. The new pets are really hit or miss.
Yeah, I know, because I'm not as into Deuce's pet, but I think that some of the others are really cute. It just kind of depends character to character.
And then the last thing we got was this mermaid doll. I think she was about $9 too. I think she was the second most expensive item. She is the character Shell now. I have two mermaid dolls that I got in 2023, one at the flea market and one on sale at Walmart around my birthday. They are beautiful. I'm a real sucker for NGA dolls. I just think they always make really beautiful face sculpts and really unique styling, but these dolls are hideously overpriced. I think these retailed for like $35 normally, and like they don't come with anything extra, and the like their body quality is not the sturdiest, so it's just,
but they're beautiful.
Yeah, and we almost bought these online so many times because Amazon was always running promotions on them, and we would always be like, oh, let's get them, and then we talk ourselves out of it. But I figured I'm probably not going to find a lot of these secondhand because they didn't seem very popular with kids, and they're also really delicate, so I can't really see them surviving too well. So we got her too. Today is April 27th. It is our first flea market haul of the season. The first 2 weeks, rain, snow, and then we did go last week on Easter Sunday, and there weren't a lot of people set up because it wasn't such great weather and it was holiday, and today it was kind of the same deal. There were even less people, but Colleen found this this Bert. I did wash the stuff already, I should say. He was filthy, and I do need to fix a few tears on him. I'm not sure how old he is, but she has Ernie, so she wants a Bert for her Ernie. We got him from the guy that sold us our Star Traveler last fall. Also the Oldies Moldies been in the past, and some other things. So he's been washed. And then I also washed Samantha's bedding. So this is Samantha's bed. This is an older one. The pillow has a 1986 dated tag made in West Germany, which of course that doesn't mean it literally came out in 1986. They used like the tags and stuff for a while after, but this is definitely early 90s or older. And this was $10. He was $5, but we recycled some cans after the flea market, and we ended up getting $10 from doing that. So that recomped us for the price of the bed. It is missing the comforter, but I've wanted this bed since I was a kid, and I've seen one before at an antique store, but it was kind of expensive back when my dad was alive. And then we saw the bedding one time at an antique store, but it was I think $15 or $20 just for the bedding, and we didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't buy it, which I guess that would have come in handy. But this has a mattress pad and the pillow. Now the mattress pad is kind of interesting because there's like some variations on these pads, and if it's older Pleasant Company, you'll find this a lot, like where there's basically, it's not necessarily something special made. This had a huge tag on it that fell off when I washed it, and I found ones on eBay that looked about the same age. It also had the huge tag, like a really huge like comforter type tag that doesn't say Pleasant Company on it and lacks the like quilting that you see on some of the others. But I studied the stitching and the tags and all that, so I think this was probably a pretty old bed. And I cleaned this stuff in the washing machine, and then I just used baking soda, vinegar, and salt to kind of scrub the brass down. And it's all ready for use. And the cool thing is this is made to be taken apart, so it'll be really easy to store for that reason. So we didn't get a lot, but we found some quality stuff, and I'm really excited to have another piece of Samantha's furniture because I have 2 of her school desks. And this is what I mean about the tag being identical. This fell off in the wash. but I found several that have this tag. And I'm guessing it's just an older bed because some of the really old American Girl stuff, it's not specially branded. It has random weird tags because they outsourced a lot of their manufacturing. So it would be way too much of a coincidence for several of these with tagged older pillows to come with the same exact tag and look the same if it wasn't real. Today is May 4th, and we went to Walmart for this very large container. It's 50 gallons. We have one of these downstairs for our household furniture. And that one I had purchased probably circa 2011. And I was surprised because it's only gone up like $2 or $3 in price. This was like 22 something, and I remember the other one being $20. So the reason we needed to buy this is because on Friday, May 2nd, Colleen came home with the mother load of freebies.
About a week ago, I was up late, puttering around on the computer, and I got a text from a lady I used to work with at the high school named Tama. She said to me that she's giving away a bunch of her daughter's old, like, 18-inch doll furniture she said it wasn't real brand, but that it was, like, you know, American Girl size, and would I like it? And I'm like, yes, I would love it. Like, it's everything, like, because I've been really into 18-inch doll photography lately, and we don't really have that big a variety, especially because when we do put the money toward it, it always ends up being food related. I've been itching to get more stuff like this, so I said, yeah, absolutely, but I didn't know when it was going down. Then Friday morning, so it was the nurse who works at the high school had talked to the nurse who works at the elementary school in my district, and she asked her if she would mind putting the stuff in her car and bringing it to me at the elementary school. And she said, sure. So she came and found me in the gym in the morning and told me this. So of course, I went smiling all day, and she said that, like, when I was on lunch, I could come find her and we could get the stuff out of her car, and I could hide it in this closet we had for my second job at the school.
Because you don't drive.
Because I don't drive, so I couldn't, because we were just going to put it in my car, but I don't have a car. So, I sound like the commercial, because I'm a pothole. So, I was like best day ever. So, I was like just so excited. Like, it was so easy smiling all Friday morning. And then by Friday afternoon, after I'd gone to lunch and gotten the stuff and put it in the closet and like put a bunch of like big red paper all over it that said, this is Colleen's, don't touch, this is Colleen's. I was like just still happy, but really just impatient to get home and play with it. Because some of this is like stuff we've wanted forever.
And some of them we didn't know existed. So it was all stashed in different, like, Aldi's totes and in this really big container which doesn't have a lid, but we use these kinds of things all the time. And there are a couple things that we're not going to keep. So I cleaned all this stuff already, I should say. So these are an Our Generation doll and a My Life As doll. Her skirt is still drying. I cleaned them, did their hair and all of that, and Colleen's going to give them to a friend of hers that works for her daughter because they're just not, I'm not really into like other 18-inch dolls besides American Girl. This Nana surprise doll I am keeping. She's pretty fantastic.
Her hair was kind of beat up, but not terrible. She's beautiful.
Alex Hart. And then there's this little fakey horse. It looks like a Barbie horse, but it's not labeled Mattel, and I spent quite a bit of time researching. So, because horses take up a lot of room, and these newer horses are kind of ugly, I'm gonna give that to Colleen to take to work. But the rest of it, we're largely
except the Barbie
keeping.
car, because we actually have that one already.
This is the one that has the mud on it. We bought ours at the flea market a few years ago.
Quote George Washington.
Yeah, it's newer, and we just don't really have a need for like two of them. If it's something like a camper or motorhome, those, or if it was sentimental, I don't mind keeping two, but like obviously they are pretty bulky. Now, not everything. Hi, yeah, you're part of this haul. Not everything was complete, so this is the loft bed. I have it in here. It's missing the upper structure, but we can still use these as like shelves. Like this one has a TV that hangs. And then there's two different couch sets. So I think this is the 2017 and the 2018. Hi, is that your tummy? Oh, that's nice. You didn't do a very good job cleaning that though. And then we have the Barbie Care Clinic ambulance from 2017. It's dated 2017. This is awesome. We always wanted this since we first found out about Barbie Ambulance, and they have newer versions of this that, like, every time I see them in stores, I'm tempted to buy. And then the great irony is I already had this stool and didn't know what it went to, and when I was looking at images of this online, I realized, like, hey, that goes to the Barbie Care Clinic. So it doesn't have all the accessories, but it did have a few things. I'll show you all the accessories in a minute. Then this is the
My Life As wardrobe,
which is really cool. It spins. We have the 2018 My Life As kitchen. They make a lot of newer versions of this, but this came with like purple racks and stuff.
I'm obsessed. I've been wanting this since this was brand new, and I saw it at Walmart, and like they have a newer version with like just slightly different colors and slightly different accessories, but it's mostly the same. And when I go to Walmart, every time I look at it, I've been like, oh, I want it, but I don't need it. And now I really don't need it because I have it.
And I almost bought it for you on sale, like, back then. We didn't have a lot of money, and I think I ended up getting you for Molly instead.
Which is, like, even better.
And then we have the bathroom, which again is from around that same time frame. It has, like, a different shower curtain, and there were some accessories that went to this as well. You see, it lights up. Then we have the little desk set with the fuzzy chair, which was interesting to wash because this cover is not removable. We have this really awesome vending machine which works, and it has some of the food you load into it. So that's pretty neat. There's this...
That might be my favorite thing, I don't know.
Salon chair, which is our generation. These were all My Life As stuff. This is our generation. It came with some accessories. We had like the really old versions of these in the early 2000s.
I have to say, this one's so much cuter.
Ours was smaller, and they had like a plasticky material, but they had the same, like, you could pump it up feature. We had a lot of our generation stuff like this as kids, but I ended up selling a lot of it at a yard sale, or it just got donated back then because we weren't taking pictures or filming videos, so there wasn't really use for a lot of clunky furniture. And honestly, like, the newer our generation stuff is better quality than it was when we were kids. I know, it's crazy, right? And then this is the snack stand from My Life As. We already talked about this card. One of these chairs from My Life As, we have a purple one Colleen was given some years ago.
Rebecca's still on the purple one.
Then the laundry room set, which we did buy a laundry room set from Our Generation last year. This is My Life As, but the Our Generation one is nicer. It doesn't come with a separate dryer because it comes with like a drying rack and an ironing board. So, and this is just a doll bed. It's meant to be stackable.
The bedding is right here in a bag.
Yep, because everything's been cleaned. And then this goes to like a pet grooming set, and then this is like part of a sewing set, which is great for my girl of the year, Isabel. These are some of the accessories we got. I organized it all by like food and dishes and game stuff and pets and shoes. And then these are all the larger accessories we acquired.
There's a sewing machine.
And there are some like accessory sets or furniture sets that are pretty complete, and then others that are quite scrappy, but we were able to identify most of what came here. And there are some actual American Girl branded items too, which is really cool. Not many. I also forgot to show all of the cardboard accessories and paper accessories. This was the magazines that go to the care clinic. Today is May 8th. Colleen got Sirius Black off of Amazon. He's been out for a few years, but I don't know if him and Bellatrix were a limited US release or something, or only available in like the UK and stuff. We've been looking at them for years, and they weren't consistently on Amazon. They never seemed to go on sale. It seemed to be like other sellers besides Amazon selling them. But I needed free shipping when I bought something I needed for around the house. There weren't any Bratz dolls on a really good sale or anything. And so I glanced at Harry Potter dolls, and this Sirius wasn't on sale. He was $30, which is more than we would normally want to spend, but Colleen's really wanted him. It's really cool that they made like so many male characters for Harry Potter. So he wasn't sold by Amazon, but he was shipped by Amazon. He was from like some UK seller, I think. Today is May 11th, and we had our first nice sunny day at the flea market. And of course it was Mother's Day, so there weren't many people set up, but you know what? It was sunny out, and there was still a decent number of people set up. So we got these cool American Girl items. Kirsten's housecoat and nightgown were in a bag together for $10, and Molly's Christmas dress was by itself for $5. The people had a bunch of like Pleasant Company American Girls, I think like 5 of them. They were $100 each, which wasn't bad for their condition, but like you can definitely get them cheaper than that, certainly at the flea market. And then they had a bunch of other bagged clothes, but like Felicity's cloak was bagged for $20. And that was just more than I wanted to pay. I've literally been holding out on getting that cheaper. So, because you can get that for $20 online. So, I've been really needing Kirsten's housecoat. I've had her nightgown for years. I got that at the flea market in 2011 for $12. But this is nicer than the one that she already has. And these are from the 90s. They're tagged 96. And Molly's is tagged, what, 94?
94.
And this is in nicer shape than Colleen's childhood one.
It's like wicked soft, and I feel like it's just nicer.
And you have so many Molly dolls that it's good to have extra clothes. If the prices had been better, and the problem was stuff was split up between bags, so
yeah,
like
a lot of Lissy's stuff.
they had like outfits I would have bought having 3 Felicity dolls and Elizabeth I would have bought like doubles of, but you would have ended up needing to spend like $20 to $30 just to reunite an outfit partially together, and there weren't shoes in the bags. Hi! Okay, we got Pooh Bear too. And then this other guy, he had these dolls sitting on his table, and he wanted 3 each, but then he said I could have all 3 for $5 together. So I was like, okay. I didn't need Creepateria Cleo. She would have been my favorite find, but my Uncle Ray rescued my other Creepateria Cleo from the garbage when he used to work at the dump.
And she has her goblet and everything.
Yeah, that was Christmas 2019. And she was in really nice shape. It was such a shame someone threw her out. So this one's really nice too. And then this was the one I was most excited about. This is School Spirit Apple. She's missing her shoes, but she's got a lot of her little accoutrements still. And I remember liking this pack when it was in stores. And then we have this cute little Generation 2 basic Draculaura. She's kind of like the crossover time when they were experimenting with the simpler body styles, but before she had the updated face mold. So that was a nice flea market haul. Today is May 29th. These babies I got at the flea market are already clean. They were $10 each, and I had seen them on the first day we went to the flea market on Easter Sunday, but I tried to resist buying them, but I ended up going back. So these are like really old bitty babies. You can see this gal has silver eye. So this is Twiggy and Olive. I have a transformation video that'll be up probably before this, so if you want more of the backstory of them and see like how gross they looked when I got them. Because they were not wearing clothes, like she was wearing a little fake diaper and she was wearing a cheap little shirt, I decided to get them meat sleepers on eBay, and it made more sense to get them in little lots. So this one, or one of them, I think it was this one, I got with some pieces to the diaper bag I was missing, and these blocks, and also this blanket that goes to the original starter set. And then I got my other one with 2 bitty baby diapers, which is great. And then yesterday, on May 28th, I got these 2 storage things from a local thrift store for $5 each. And I got a white one there a few weeks back, and it worked out really well. So when I saw these, I'm like, that's a great deal. Today it's June 1st. I'm going to close out this episode of this collective haul video after this clip, but we have some flea market finds and something I got off of eBay. So, as I showed you in my previous clip, I had bought 2 bitty baby dolls at the flea market a couple weeks ago, and when we were purchasing one of the meat sleepers, a seller had a lot with this stuff in it. And I hadn't watch listed it or anything, but they have like this automated offer thing that will go through, like sellers can send out to people who viewed the listing. So this is our new baby sleeper. This was the meat sleeper, and the dolls also came with an undershirt and a diaper. I'm guessing one of these diapers is our new baby as well, though it's the same kind that was used on Bitty Baby. And there's this wash mitt, which this is the Bitty Baby diaper bag wash mitt. But this was a really good deal. It was, what, $35 I think all said and done?
Yeah, and I mean, our new baby sleeper is like hard to find.
On like its own, just the sleeper, not the undershirt and anything else, but just the sleeper on the cheaper end is $40 on its own. Because I've priced these out before in the past, and Twiggy could in theory be an our new baby. So if I find more info on them later and I realize I can conclude that she's our new baby, I'll have a sleeper for her, which wasn't the reason I got this, but it's nice to know because these are a pain in the bum to get. And then the flea market seemed like we weren't gonna find much. On the outside portion, I found this Descendants doll for $1. She is Neon Lights Ball Allie. At first, I couldn't remember that Allie was a character, but her outfit and stuff definitely read to me as like Descendants. I like how her skirt kind of looks like an umbrella. When I checked her markings, she said Hasbro, and I'm like, yeah, she's definitely a Descendants. And then we went inside the building, and from the same seller that had Twiggy and Olive, we also got our great 80s lot from him in the fall. We were about to walk out, and I saw they were in their boxes.
And they're like the old Magic Attic boxes from like the early to mid 90s.
Yeah, we were walking out, and I saw the purple and yellow box, and my mind knew that that was something important. And then I read Magic Attic Club, and I said, Colleen, look. So they were 20 each in boxes. These aren't their original outfits. This isn't even Magic Attic Club.
The shirt might be hers, but Heather is actually wearing Allison's Christmas dress, which I've always wanted, so I'm excited about that. But I'm kind of a bad person, so I was missing from my Magic Attic collection. I wanted this style Megan, even though I have Marion LLC version of her, and I really wanted Heather, and I also really want Keisha, and those were like the 3 Magic Attic dolls on my wish list, so I actually got 2 of them today. But I'm a bad person because when I cracked the box open and saw that Megan was in the first and the other box was below her, I'm like, be Heather, please be Heather, because Heather was my second favorite character, and I really wanted the doll. So I'm wicked excited.
They smell really bad. They
do, and there was something I just pulled out of Heather's hair that was just really nasty. That's why we didn't show the boxes on camera, because they were funking up the Jeep and aggravating my allergies because they smelled like
if you've ever had like
bad
pool toys that, you know, got put away kind of damp and they have that really musky odor, like for something inflatable that's like stored in a basement or like it was put away kind of wet, that's what they smell like. So $20 each is like normally more than we'd pay for dolls like not in the right outfits, but these are kind of like, what was the word you described them?
Like niche?
Like niche. They're not as common as American Girl. Like we saw more American Girl stuff today at the flea market. It was just like absurd what the person wanted for like the flea market. Like $200 for a group of stuff is like a ton of money and a lot of money to spend at the flea market. So that's why we got them, because calling, you know, on eBay getting these dolls separate alone is more than that, and they're not always in the best condition.
I'm just so excited.
All of this stuff that you've seen in this collective haul should be on my Flickr by the time you're viewing this video. You don't need a Flickr to view my photos. I have lots of information on there and photos of everything in my collection. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.